Good morning, everybody. Thanks for waiting for a little bit there, a couple minutes. Getting the charts and everything all set up here. And one thing I wanted to start out looking at today is um, economic calendar, news releases, some economic data that's come out. It's really been moving the market this week, and I think we need to understand a little bit more of what's going on. What's up, Matt? Hey, Salvatore. What's going on in the market? Obviously, we had CPI on Tuesday. We can see here that CPI showed an increase of inflation. If we look at the chart, I think everybody's seen this big, Ninja Trader's just loading up here. We've seen this big red candle on CPI news, which was just catastrophic for the market, right? We do have a little bit of a 3-bar play setting up right now, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We can see, a pretty clear level of support down here at 12,100. And we'll get into that in a sec. And we can talk about what a 3-bar play is, but that seems to be setting up at the moment. CPI sent markets way down, obviously, on Tuesday. Yesterday, we had a little bit of a reprieve, a respite, if you will, whatever word you'd like to use for that, on producer price index. Producer price index is basically wholesale, what the cost of wholesale goods are, what producers are paying. That actually decreased from what it was previously. So that was a little bit of good news. And this morning we've had initial jobless claims come out. Initial jobless claims decrease. That's good. We also had retail sales increase. So these are positive numbers. It's a little bit it's a little bit conflicting with what's going on, I think, because we are in this bearish market on CPI, where we've gotten 2 days now of decent news. I wouldn't say that this is like strong NFP news, something that's really going to drive the market, skyrocketing up. But I will say that it's keeping the market a little bit afloat at the moment. We're just going to let the volume profiles here generate, and then we're going to do some technical analysis on this. The other thing I wanted to look at real quick is what's going on in Asia. Sometimes what we can do is we can come over to Asia and we can say, all right, because Asia's been open since, last night. It's got, what time does Asia close? Tokyo session. I should really know that off the top of my head. Oh, it closes at 4 a.m. 3 a.m. for me, so it's already closed. So we can see what Asia did. Asia was kind of mixed. It's kind of mixed. I used to trade the Nikkei, Japan. I don't know. Let's see what Europe's doing. This can sometimes give us a good idea what's going on. Also kind of mixed. Kind of shows me we may not be getting a real strong trend day today. Maybe a little choppy. A little bit maybe like yesterday. If you guys remember trading yesterday, it was a little bit choppy there. Not choppy, but we were definitely just range trading, right? It was like we were holding support and resistance levels, and the way that we trade that is as price comes up to those support and resistance levels, we're trading the break, the either the bullish or bearish structure break in the other direction, and using order flow like Bookmap, which I need to fire up to here, Bookmap or Cumulative Delta to show us direction. So. Also want to take a look at, sometimes we can look at not rates, sorry, FX. We can look at what the yen's doing. The yen is a risk off asset, so yen's going up a little bit. Aussie dollar is a risk on assets going down. So it looks like we're a little bit of a risk off situation in terms of what Forex is showing us. I don't know if anybody, there was a book out there, and I can't remember the name of this book, but it was essentially talking about how all the markets are correlated. And I also watched this documentary on traders one time, and there was a trader who traded like everything. And it was something that I thought that I really wanted to be. I wanted to trade everything when I first started trading. In the process of doing that, I had all these monitors. I had like 6 monitors. I had Forex up. I had futures up. I had stocks up. I was like, man, I'm going to find opportunities all day, all over the place. It's going to be incredible. Of course, it doesn't work out that way because it's a little bit of information overload. But it is interesting to see how all the markets are correlated with one another. So lots of times we can go in and we can see what's happening in the Forex market. We can see if yen is strengthening or weakening, and that'll give us risk on, risk off. Aussie dollar as well. Oil is the same thing. Energy, all that stuff. So if we can go in and see what's going on in other markets that have already a little bit more matured for the day, it may give us a good idea of what's to come for the indices in the U.S. So that's a little bit of something that I'm on the wrong profile. That's why I'm not seeing it. I need the hourly. There we go. Whew. I was like, man, why is this thing not loading up on the wrong chart? So it's interesting to go and take a look, in the morning, particularly on something like today where we've had this, or this week really, where we had this massive selling going on negative news, and we're now down here kind of consolidating, ranging. Could we expect a breakout today? I don't know. It's Thursday. I only say it's Thursday because I think we are probably going to find some trap door down here. I don't know if that's the right term or not, but it appears to me that we would drop down here to 11,800. Is it going to do that today? Oops. I don't know. But let's take a look at what we got going on. So I was talking about a 3-bar play. If anybody doesn't know what a 3-bar play is, it's essentially it's got kind of a catchy name, but really it's just when you've got a strong directional move, which we had on CPI, right? And then you've got a weaker counter trend move, which means that this is the direction the market wants to go. It's just taking a breath and it's coming up. And what you do is you just would trade in the direction of the strong move as we broke the support or resistance level. In this case, it's resistance or support, support level, and you would take it down to the next level. I suspect that's, it looks like what's shaping up. And we can also go back and look historically to see if that's true. My one hesitation with it is like over here we had a very strong move, but we were down at the bottom of the band and we bounced. Over here, another strong move. We're down at the channel and we bounced. Price will also want to explode down to support levels and then reach exhaustion. So down here, we may have seen just some exhaustion going on with it. Over here, we also had, big selling days on this. Look at this. Boom, sell, sell, sell. Anyway, over here was another big sell day. This might be something similar. This setup over here might be similar to what is over here. So we may get that break of the support, and this one fell. I mean, these are daily, obviously, but if we just took these two candles into consideration, this is 720 all the way down to 430, so 300 points on that drop. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's something that might set up. And as scalpers, I don't need to take 300 points on it. I could take simply, the break of this at 12.59. And this was our trade setup from yesterday, if you remember, at 12.80, which never came through. We're looking to break the previous day's low and then drop to the next level of 12,000. This is 80 points. I just need to get, 15 points out of that, and I'd be a pretty happy camper. If I took 20 or 30, I'd be a super happy camper. So, I'm not looking to capture the big move here all the way down to 11,800, which is coincidentally 300 points, which is the same distance that it took over here. But I think that might be where it would finally find some support. So I think the drop down to 12,000, the break of 80 to 12,000 would be an interesting trade to try to find. Excuse me, guys. I got a little frog in my throat here. To try to find an interesting scalp in there, just on a pullback perhaps. You could try to short the break. You may have to endure some drawdown because lots of times in the Nasdaq we saw this earlier this week. We break through and then it pops back up, and taking out shorts, and then we would eventually drop back down. So. You want to be careful of it, find a good entry. I did a video on this on Tuesday. The difficulties of knowing the direction of the market, but just trying to get your entries correct are always difficult. So, want to be careful of this stuff. So So that's one setup I see happening. And then, you could even try to write it down past 12,000. And I think if it got past 11,090, if we got a decent break on this, and price started to trend down here, then it's 11,800 is its next level of support, which would be the bottom of the band on the daily. And typically prices get sucked down into that. And we can see here on the daily, we've even stretched that out. Like over here, we sometimes stretch it out. So I would suspect price would want to come down here, but that's where I'd be looking to take profit. Let's look at a 4-hour. And we can see that on the 4-hour too. We can just see how price is just kind of rolling over here. And it looks like it's really zoned in to break that and come down. So that seems like it's setting up at the moment. You could try to get in here, I guess, and read that price. Take a really, it looks like it's getting just laser focused in on that, isn't it? I don't know why I have that up there. So these, that's my level, next level. You can see over here we have a touch at 12,000. 12,000 is also 12,100's psych. Well, 12,000 is the psych level. Is the psych level 12,000. So we can look at an hourly, but we can see the consolidation. We can also see this high volume node on a weekly volume profile, where a lot of price has been coming in. What I can, or a lot of trading volumes have been coming in. What I can see also is that this weekly volume profile is not complete. We don't have a value area low on it. It's going to want to create that. I know that may sound silly, like how does it know that? But just in my experience, when I see something like this, we have no value area low, either that this is going to recalculate and give us something, or price is going to come down here and create one. And I think we're probably seeing that setting up at the moment. So, I don't want to get, we're at the bottom of the band here on the 1 hour. It's funny, this move is so big, like I just get it off my chart and everything comes into better perspective. We're coming to the bottom of the band here. We're already breaking previous hours low. I think it's probably going to get sucked down to 12,100 fairly quickly, but I don't want to short the bottom of this and the thing whips up to VWAP and I'm 60-point drawdown on it. So we're negative on the day already, 1%. Negative delta 1100. Another thing we can do is we can take a peek sees at Bookmap and see if we got any levels sitting anywhere. Sorry, I got so much stuff up at the moment. Let me click some stuff off. I think I'm blocking everything. I don't want to update something now. Thank you very much. Rhythmic, you have to go away. Bye, Rhythmic. Here's Bookmap. I got things buried on top of. I got windows buried on windows. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Get a better percent. What I'm looking for here is levels of liquidity, long-term liquidity that's been sitting on the book. I can see that down here at 12,130. And if you know me, I like my 30 levels. Everybody I think has levels that they like. For me, it's 30 level and 90 levels. So, sitting there right at 30, you got, it's not crazy liquidity. It looks like it's about 45 contracts sitting down there. Then down here at 12,100, we can also see some longer term liquidity. One thing I like about Bookmap, it shows me how long the liquidity has been sitting on the book. The longer that it's been sitting there, the more valid it is. Sometimes there'll be spoof orders in here. And from my understanding, spoof orders aren't as prevalent as they used to be. However, they do occur sometimes. And what you'll see if you see a large order down in Bookmap, like 100 or 100 plus contracts or something like that, as price starts to approach it, you can see how long it's been there just by the time frame, the time length over here. And if it's only been there for a short amount of time, like let's say price was coming up here and we saw just some liquidity sitting like this, right? It's probably a spoof. It's probably not there. And then as price approaches it, all those orders get pulled, meaning they just disappear. That those probably aren't valid orders. However, when I see long-term liquidity sitting on the book, like at 130, that would be my price target for it. I think that's where price would eventually want to get sucked down into. I did a whole video on how price hunts out liquidity. And so lots of times when I'm coming into the market session in the morning, what I can do is use different analysis tools. But then I can, to get my direction on it, bearish or bearish or bullish bias, sorry. And then I can use some of these liquidity levels as targets as well. Now I think that if we got through this liquidity, like a 129, then we're definitely going to probably drop again to the next liquidity level, which would be down here at 100. So I'm obviously got a bearish bias coming in this morning. But looking at Europe, looking at Asia, it's looking, indecisive. Up here on the chart, up at 42. So I'm going to draw that out in a beautiful blue box. Oops. And I'm going to keep that up on my screens. You can see price just dropping now. It's getting through that. We can see what it wants to do at that liquidity level that we just saw. That might be interesting. And you can see I just ate through it. And probably going to continue to drop down to 100. Market's going to open here in a couple minutes. So yeah, I've obviously got the downside bias on it, and looking to take a short. I obviously don't want to short the bottom of it. I've been burned on that numerous times. Key is when I jump in, I got to be willing to take a loss and get out early. One thing, you short it here at 28, your stop has got to be at 51. That's a significant stop, 20 points. So only going to trade one contract. And I would maybe even get out at 38 and just be like, nope, it's done. I'm not going to endure the next 10-point drawdown. Just keep your stops nice and tight. Don't want to take a massive loss on what would otherwise be a good trade idea, but you just blow yourself up because you got in a bad entry. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. We got lots of folks in here today. What's up, guys? Hey, everybody. If you wouldn't mind liking this thing before the market opens, I'd really appreciate it. No, Kyle, I haven't hit it yet. I think it's going to be next Tuesday, I think is it. So thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Completely free to like this thing. I don't know who likes it and who doesn't. Don't be the guy who dislikes it, though. There's always like one guy who's like, oh, you told me to like it. Well, listen here, mother effer bear. I'm going to dislike it. Teach you a lesson. So, again, we're looking for that drop. We're looking for that break at 1280 down to 12,000. If I saw I should look at an overnight volume profile here too. I mean, it's just dropping right now. It's hard to chase this down here, right? Particularly on the open. What I wait to do is let some structure build. And if it falls out of the sky without me, then it falls out of the sky without me. But I don't want to chase it down here and then get absolutely burned. I'm going to wait for some resistance structure to build and then short that resistance. Yeah, I like 3-bar setups. What I was looking over here on the daily last night, I was looking to see, you always want to look at like what price has done in the past. And if that, that'll be indicative of how it's going to perform in the future. And what I was looking at is, have 3-bar plays worked on the Nasdaq daily charts in the past? And I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't see a real clear answer on that. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, it seems like. But as a scalper, I think that what I should say is they do most of the time, but not for the big like price movement that I think you would expect. But as a scalper, I think that that they'll be able to give us some nice opportunities, particularly that break of the 80 level down there, down to 100. What's up, Major Dave? And yeah, always looking to see how trade setups have worked for in the past. We can see here Delta's making bullish structure. We've got a higher low while price is making a lower low. So I'm not going to buy it, but I'm also aware of that, and I don't think I want to short it right here. It is the open. Who effing knows what it's going to do on the open? Whip around next, all over the place. Very small range though in the open here. 27, we're talking 13 points there in this little volume profile. Need to wait for your good entry. Patience, little Buddha. I don't know if that's even a saying, patience, little Buddha. I did not do my meditation this morning. I did a super long meditation last night, or late in the afternoon yesterday. Went to this awesome nature area and did this long meditation. It was sweet. Felt so good after it. Feeling super clear headed today. I did not do one this morning. So hopefully that doesn't affect my judgment, but I don't think it will. Anybody else here meditate? Give this thing a like if you're a meditator. Sure, I think so many people now are the meditators. You can see here how Delta's now making bullish structure. You know, we're trying to get through this on Delta. You can do technical analysis on Delta like you can do it on the charts as well. Bearish candle on the 500 volume. Just choppy, choppy, choppy. Do we break lows? You almost want to short it as you break the low, thinking that we're going to drop, but we're right at that level, 12,100. It might poke through and then whip back up to 30, and you want to do a 20-point drawdown? I don't think so. So let's let some more structure build. Find something to work with. Yeah, it is, Dave. But once you get into it, man, once you get into it and you have like these moments of real clarity, it can be really incredible. Now we're breaking that high up here. This might be a short area, but Delta is cranking, boy, cranking. I'm holding on to my seats. Let's go. Let's see what's going on Bookmap. Let's see what's going on with the order flow on the Bookmap. See if I can get the zoom. I need a tutorial on how to work on the zoom on this thing. You can see the battle of the bears, bulls and bears. It looks, however, like the bulls are winning on this thing. You can see the green bubbles. The fifth grader in me, the third grader in me, the first grader in me can see that the green bubbles are bigger than the red bubbles. But coming up, pushing up. Now we can start to see. The other thing I like about Bookmap is we've got session volume delta down here. So over here on the Ninja, it's overnight cumulative volume delta. So it's been generating since the session open. Well, the overnight session opened last night. So we're negative 400 for the overnight session included, but on the U.S. session we are positive 800. It's bullish. We're coming into a lot of heavy liquidity up here. All right, now we formed a LVN here on the volume profile. As price. Oh, come on, dude, don't crash on me. Not crash, but don't freeze on me. This low volume node here, I like it when price has a breakout, and I'm not going to trade this, but I'm just going to point it out. I like when price has a breakout. We can see how price broke here. We do a breakout and we pull back, and I like to try to find these low volume nodes that are created on the breakout as areas of support. I'm not going to get on that one because it's counter trend. I'm actually looking to go short on this thing. I'm not getting filled again today, guys. Not getting filled again. I tried to take a short scalp on that. We were having massive issues with Apex yesterday. I don't know if anybody else was as well. Massive issues with Apex. I didn't get filled on that short. It could have been same issue. However, they did send a message out yesterday saying it was corrected to clear your database. I did all of that. They said it would be corrected. I did try to get in on the bid on that short, so perhaps I just didn't get filled. I'm gonna give it that, and I'm gonna try again. Now this LVN will be interesting to see how we react up here. I was just trying to take a short scalp as we broke this at 30. I probably would have gotten my 10 points out of it, but it's neither here nor there at this point. It is in the past. But hopefully I don't have this happen again. We can see resistance up here at 50. If it pops 50, I think we might come to 58. But the good trade on this would be to short local support, which is all the way down here at 18. You don't have much meat on it because it's going to find some more support at 13. That's a bad risk reward trade for me. Maybe short it as it pops back down into this dinky value area. We can also see this low volume node that formed over here on the overnight session profile. We see Delta moving up here. It looks like we may bust through this 51 and pop up. Yeah, Delta's moving up. It's probably gonna break that. I'm just going to keep sitting on my hands because it's not the direction I want to go. The other thing you want to be careful of is getting so set on your direction for the day that you lose sight of actually like what's going on in the market, right? You're so set on taking that short, finding that short setup, that you don't realize that the market's been providing long opportunities, all day. So this is that support level right here at 19. That breaks, I think it might fall down. However, it might bounce off of 11. It could be a decent scalp, but bottom of the band there on the 1 minute. Probably gonna let that one pass too. It's not an A plus setup. That's like a B minus setup. B minus setup. I'm looking for A's, baby. I'm looking for A's. I just need one good trade. One good trade. That ain't it. I'll keep the bookmap up here if anybody's interested in this. I did talk to bookmap. I was like, hey, do you guys care if I just keep bookmap up like the whole time so my viewers can just use it? And they're like, no, that's fine. I was like, I don't want to get like, I don't know, not in trouble, but get some email being like, hey, our subscriptions have decreased because you keep just giving it for free on your live stream. But they said it was cool. Big area liquidity come. I mean, it's just the battle of the bulls and bears, and you can just see it. I mean, to me, this is just cool to look at. It's like I literally think of it like as an explosion of like missile bombs. Like who's winning the war. Again, that's like the third grader in me. Yeah, Greg. Yep. I saw Nico was in here before. I didn't say what's up to Nico. What's up, man? Thanks for coming in. Cesaric's here. Good morning. Everybody's in the house today. It's Dave. Verinder, what's up, man? Vernon's here. What's up, Vernon? Micro Scalper, Kyle, Greg, Salvatore, Tarot Oracle. What's up, man? Where's your stop limit order? I mean, that was kind of the trade I was looking at right there. Just that 18 down to the low, 6 points. But again, it's not a great setup because your stop has got to be up here at like 28. I guess it could be like a one to one risk reward, right? But I didn't take it. B minus setup. I'm looking for that. I'm not looking for no junk. Look at Cumulative Delta moving up higher. Look at it. It's now at 700 positive on the day. Big battle going on down here, whether it's going up or down. Seems like the bulls are winning at the moment, but I'm not going to participate until I see a clear winner. Appreciate everybody being in here today. Gotcha, Taro. Major, when I'm hiking, yeah. It's easy to have that fourth grader. I've got a second grader and a fourth grader, so they give me good examples on how to act. It looks like it's going to pop here. This actually looks like a breakout to the upside. We can see that on Cumulative Delta. I mean, I was looking to take the shorts, but order flow was just looking too bullish to get in on it. So now it's popping, boy. It's popping. We got a trend line coming in right here. Up to VWAP. Sorry about that, guys. Something got a glitch right there in the matrix. Disconnected for a second. Hope everybody's back on. I almost want to short 58. Again, it's that bearish bias that's coming in. It's that bearish bias that's coming in that's not allowing me to see the longs that are developing, but that's okay. Coming to VWAP. VWAP. The thing is still, the Hanson song is still, every time I say VWAP, all I want to do is start singing Bop by Hanson. It's a curse. Just want to rip my ears out. You can see here on the 5 minute, just this kind of down structure that we've got going on. It's a little tricky to draw it out, but you know, lower highs, lower. I mean, we're clearly in a down channel, so it's like, how do we get back in on this? I think it may want to pop up all the way up to VWAP. Cautious of it here. Cautious of it. Delta's not moving lower as we're getting this pullback. If you were looking to take a long, you just draw a silly little third grade trend line like this, and you wait for that to break. Delta's moving up. I think it's gonna pop to VWAP. If she don't, she going down. I don't want to trade it though. I don't know. There it goes. Boom, up to VWAP probably. I don't know. I don't know that song. Toad, I don't know that song. Megan the I could not pick Megan the Stallone out of a lineup or a song. Not one could I name. I'm sorry. You know you're getting old when you start listening to like the variety radio station, you know, like from the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Look at Delta moving up here. Delta over here is nice and aggressive. If you guys are interested in a free cumulative delta indicator like this, maybe you don't have order flow suite on NinjaTrader, but you want to get a nice cumulative delta indicator like this, I've got a video over on the YouTube channel that I've got, which you're watching right now, that shows you how to get a free version of this cumulative delta indicator, which is a very nice order flow tool that shows you aggressive buying and selling. I think this is going to pop 79. Shows you aggressive buying and selling, and you can go and just search my YouTube videos. If you go into my YouTube channel and you go into the videos, and then there's like, when you're in the library or whatever that is in my videos, there's a search box at the top that will search just my library. And if you just type in free, I've got a video that tells you how to get this cumulative delta indicator for free. And then I've also, in that same free search results, will be a video of how to get my entire chart layout for free. It's got my files and everything in there, so you can just go in there and download everything. And then you can get this whole crazy chart set up for free. Delta's now dropping. I'm wondering if support breaks, we get a drop on it. Tighten up my stop there in case it doesn't come through. I'll just take a stop real quick. It means it's going to pop back up. It's fine. Get out quick on these things. That's the key. Get out quick. Yeah, I was thinking we're going to push out that VWAP. We still might do it, but we may come up and charge through it again, and I don't want to be involved if we do that. Bullish candle in the 1 minute, so I'm glad I got out. $130. This was just, looked like price was hitting VWAP, reaching exhaustion, break of support, trying to take that down, just didn't go. That's life. Very bearish candle in the 1 minute though. I'm cool with that trade. Now it's going to come down, isn't it? Such is life. Such is life. There, now it goes. This is kind of what happened to me the other day when I was trading, you know, just getting the trade right, but getting stopped out so much. At least it's only for 130. Now if this breaks, I think we're going to come up again. Very nice bull flag potentially setting up here. Oh, ninja. Ninja. That should go, and if it doesn't, I think it's going to fall. Yeah, we got this short bias, which is really skewing our trading here. Oh, there it pops higher. All right. Well, it's good for stocks. My stock portfolio is finally getting a nice little injection. Very nice little bull flag that just formed. The move up, pull back, continues to rip higher. It's looking bullish, but keep in mind we are negative 0.5% on the day still. Man, I should really just gone long on this dang thing. Now we're coming to this trend line at 11. See if that's going to provide anything for it. Yeah, Greg. I mean, I think that's really the key to trading is getting out quick of trades that aren't setting up right. It's not the big wins; it's the small losses that are gonna make you a good trader. It's something that I've learned really just to take your loss quick. Like this thing was either gonna go or it wasn't. Obviously, in a bullish up channel at the moment. At the top of that bullish up channel. Trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. Probably should only be looking to go long at the moment until this bullish structure breaks. I wouldn't try to pick the top of it. You know, picking the top of it's like trying to catch a falling knife, but the opposite direction. You know, maybe we break out. You know, you got to remember we're in this down channel here, and also remember what we talked about in pre-market. There's our beautiful blue box. In pre-market, we drew out this beautiful blue box up here, low volume node coming in on the hourly profile. I'm going to put it right at this ledge that's formed right here at 36. This will be a significant area for me. We're also now coming up to the 20 SMA on the hourly. That'll be a big level for it. I think if we can get through 15 right there at 20 SMA, and it's hard for me to draw this 5-minute trend line, but you can see here on the 5-minute trend line, we're at this area of confluence. I think it gets through 16. We're going to want to pop up to 36 probably. It probably gets sucked into that LVN. Starting to move up a little bit here. I may actually take a long on it as I see Delta moving higher. If I can find some sort of entry. Move my stop up right below support. Again, it's either going to go or it's not. Maybe got in too high on this thing, huh? Delta's moving up, though. I like that. Nah, I can't move your stop, Mr. Bear. Can't move your stop. Got to keep it nice and tight. I want to move it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to abide by my rules and just take a. And then I'll try to get a re-entry plan on it, which would be the break of that trend line. I see Delta moving up, though, you know. It's like, I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go, 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 go. That's my cheerleading song there. Bummer. Yeah, man, it's kind of happening to me here. I feel like I'm getting the right decision. It's just not working out. Very bearish candle on the one. This is going to stop me out. Ugh. All too bearish. 462. That stinks. I don't know. I still like this setup. I still want to get in on it. Maybe this 1 minute, this 5 minute up here is screaming at me to sit on my hands. See if we get some move down here to VWAP. Or we break this trend line and then we're coming down, baby. Trying to buy the top of this thing up here. I think I'm reaching a little bit. Trying to read price a little bit. You know, we're anticipating this kind of pullback break on it at VWAP, but it may not hold. You could, short it as we break this trend line too. So, I think you want to tighten this up probably down here at 80. Yeah, I might want to close out of this one. Oh, we got that trend line. Now it's going to go. Let's see if we get a retest. Trying to get the retest of that trend line. We'll tighten up our stop. I'm watching Delta down there. Still too much hesitation. I'm chasing it a little bit here, aren't I? Well, the trade idea was right. It's just poor execution per usual. Now we're getting sucked up to that LVN. Getting sucked right up to that LV. This is kind of the problem I was having on, I can't remember what day it was, Tuesday, where, we got the trade idea right. The entries are just difficult. This entry over here was fine. This entry over here, actually the first one here, I'm pushing off of VWAP, trying to read price, was actually good. Just trading my P&L a little bit as we broke out of this trend line because I was just, I don't know, I didn't want to go red like $600. So, but this is our beautiful blue box that we drew out pre-market. We're coming into, I think it might be an area of resistance. One way that you could trade it now is to break a structure to the downside. We've got a clear up channel here on the 1 minute, which we can see. Tried to trade this pullback here. I mean, we did trade it, but obviously we're right on the day. Not horribly, but it's fine. Particularly on this nice big bullish 1 minute candle. And now we've come up to that beautiful blue box that we drew out. One trade that you can look at now is to trade the break trade the break to the downside, which I think if we break VWAP, we come back like to 12,180, then you might be able to get dropped down to like 55, 60-ish. But for me, this move right here is done because we're coming into a low volume node on the weekly volume profile, which should probably provide some support. You can see our price is reacting so negatively to it. Nice, man. Nice tarot. Yeah, keep those red days small. I'm cool with a 264 red day. I've already passed 2 of these 25K evaluations. Going for this third one here. I got to trade until Wednesday of next week. Wednesday and Thursday next week to pass just the trading days on the other 2. You know how these evaluations work. If you're unfamiliar with these evaluations, they give you a minimum number of days that you have to trade to accomplish the evaluation. So for Apex, I do Apex Trader. There's a coupon code below where you can get 50% off any Apex Trader evaluation. And if you pass it in less than those 10 days, then you've just basically got to, you still have to fulfill those 10-day trading requirements. So what I do is just trade micro contracts for the rest of the days. I just do like I'll put an ATM strategy into NinjaTrader where it just gives me like a 10 tick stop loss. So even if I lose every day, I still pass the evaluation. What's the advantage of multiple accounts? That's a really good question. Now we're coming down that trend line. We're actually breaking that trend line. We talked about VWAP. This could be a potential short setup to the downside. That's a good question. So I think there's a few advantages to having multiple accounts. One, there's a psychological advantage, right? It's like when you go from trading simulated or a evaluation account to trading a funded or even a live cash account with your own money, there's a big difference there psychologically. Knowing that you've got, one or two funded accounts in your back pocket, that if you take a bad trade, you make a mental error. Trading futures is really risky. It's high leverage. It's a lot of margin going on there, or a lot of leverage going on there. You can just make one goof up, like on this one where I went long at the top up here, like a genius, bought it, and I luckily got out. Where the heck did I get out? Down here. I took my stop as it broke support. But let's say that I had just moved my stop all the way down here or something, and price just rolled over and took me out. A massive catastrophe, let's say it wasn't even catastrophic. Let's say I still had the account. Well, then the next trade, I'm more than likely going to revenge trade because I'm now in a psychological funk. And I revenge trade and then I blow the account. That's a horrible feel. That can happen, right? And that happens regularly to traders, particularly retail traders, I think, that don't have any real risk management or risk safety nets in place. It's just one mental error, and then you lose that funded account that perhaps you spent, a few $100s trying to get, and more importantly, the time that you spent trying to get it. Now you got to go back to square one, and that just stinks. But knowing that you've got an account in your back pocket as kind of a safety net that you can go to is nice. It's just nice to have. It allows you to kind of calm down and trade a little bit more cleanly, and even take maybe your stops sooner because you're like, all right, I don't mind taking a loss because I've got the other funded account. I don't really need to, hit a grand slam today, yada yada. There's also advantages where you can copy trades over to multiple accounts, and this can be good if you want to kind of try to do a trading hack on some of these evaluations. Now you can see how we're pushing off this blue box, our beautiful blue box, pushing off of that, coming down to the support, potential short coming in. I think you need to be mindful of the bottom of the band here on the 1 minute though at 70. I think it's going to find some support down there. We also have the 20 SMA on the 5 minute 73. So just be cautious and aware of that. It's got a couple areas where it could find a bounce. There's a way that you can do a hack by buying some of these multiple accounts, because the trailing drawdown on, like, let's say on the 25K account, the trailing drawdown is 1,500. The profit target is 1,500. That's a 1-to-1 ratio, right? But then as you move up, let's say, yeah, sure, Taro, like let's move up to 75. What's the trailing drawdown at 75? I don't know the top of my head. It's probably 3,000, I would think, 3,000 maybe. But your profit target is probably like, 6,000 something, I would think. So that's a 2-to-1 ratio, right? Your profit target is twice as much as your trailing drawdown. That's a disadvantage to the trader. Now, if you went and bought three 25K accounts, then your profit target is going to be $4,500, but your trailing drawdown is going to be $4,500 as well, right? Even though it's still 1,500, whatever. But it gives you that trading size. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And you can copy your trades using a trade copier. I've got Replicanto that I use, which I can show you. Where's Replicanto? Replicanto. It's got all my. So anyway, it's a trade copier that will trade from one account. So you can do your SIM account and then trade it over, or your SIM account, or maybe an Apex account, Apex account over to, another your other Apex accounts, if that makes sense. So I use Replicanto. If you want to get 10% off Replicanto, there's a coupon code below as well. You click on that coupon. You click on that link below for Replicanto. Use that coupon code. You get 10% off Trade Copier. Trying to save you guys some money. Help support the channel as well. But I use Replicanto. It's also cool because with Replicanto, what I can do is trade in one account the minis, and I can copy that over to another account, and Replicanto will automatically convert those to micro contracts. So it helps me with my risk management as well. We can see here on the band on the 1 minute, it's now pinched into 84, right at this key support level at 84. Oh, I don't know, man. Let me put my Discord link back up. I thought it worked. The Discord link should work. Shoot, does it not work? I was wondering why we're not getting more people into Discord. We were on a steady tick there on Discord, guys. Let me give you a new link here for Discord. $82 to $73 might be interesting. There's a little low volume, no ledge here, so I'm careful of that. I'm also aware that the uptrend on the day has been bullish. So, I don't want to necessarily counter trend trade it, but it does seem like if it wants to break the support, we might get a drop. I'm going to find that Discord link for you. I don't have it right here. Just give me a sec. Ooh. Double bearish candles on the 5 minute. Yeah, I was wondering why we've been kind of stagnant on numbers on Discord. I was wondering why. Use that link. Discord, completely free, everything over there. There's also a channel there that's dedicated to today, September 15th. And after we do the live stream, I'll go in there afterwards and I'll post trade setups that I see or chart screenshots. So it would be something like this. I would post something like this, like key level 84. Wait for the break, potential short setup. We've got the 20 SMA here on the 5 minute, which might provide something in that bounce. I mean, it's kind of conflicting signals, right? We're coming off this big blue box up here, beautiful blue box, low volume node on a weekly volume profile, bullish uptrend on the day. We've broken that support though. Now we've formed a resistance downtrend. Do we break? Do we break 200 again and then pop up and make another run? I don't know. Conflicted. See here on the 1 minute, more touches on a trend line, the more valid it is. This looks like a very valid trend line. We've had 1, 2, 3 touches on it. So maybe a break of 02. You might get that pop up to 6, 4 points right there. Might move pretty quickly. Cool Malaysian raisin. I like that name, man. Or girl. I don't know. I always assume we've got mostly dudes on here, but you never know. We had someone from Thailand once, Maria. I don't know what happened to Maria. Maria was always very active on the channel. I think she got upset. I blew one of my funded accounts on the live stream one time. I think she got upset at my trading. My risk management, which she was right at. My risk management at that time was pretty bad. There's that pop. 02. I probably would have put my take profit at 6. I don't know if it would have gotten it. That's also the worst thing you can do is like live the trade that you didn't take in your head. It's like, oh, I didn't take it and I would have been profitable. Let's see if I would have got it at 6. Nope, I wouldn't have gotten it. It might pop to 10. Might just keep moving up. Yeah, no problem. Down 264 on the day. No biggie. Always recover from that. Always recover from. Just waiting for a good setup. This would be a good setup. This pullback on the 1 minute counter trend line break. I mean, this is the same thing we had over here. You know what I mean? The reason I wasn't really excited about this is we came into the low volume node that we had drawn out on the weekly volume profile, and we've broken bullish structure. Right? We've broken this up channel, so it makes me think, maybe momentum's dying out on the move up. I was really looking more for, maybe trying to take something back down. Another interesting thing that I'll note is we can see here this descending trend line has actually formed a little down channel there. I'm not saying I'm going short on it. Cumulative Delta is moving up. Cumulative Delta on the day is already positive 1100 on the session. It's already positive 1100. I don't know, guys. This is conflicting views. So the other thing I'll say, I'm going to go back. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to go fill up my coffee mug. I'm going to come right back, and then I'm going to talk some more about the evaluation accounts, how we can try to hack them to get better trailing drawdowns for us traders. But I think the key thing for us also to remember is what company we go with, and I'll tell you why in a second. It's not going to be Apex, if that's going to be surprising to you. But I'm going to go grab a cup, fill up my mug. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Move that out of the way so you can see Bookmap. All right, dude's back. Take off our coffee thing. All right, so what I was going to talk about was when you do the multiple accounts, I think it's actually a good idea to do the multiple accounts on the 25K one because you can then increase your trailing drawdown size without relatively increasing your profit target, if that makes any sense. I explained it just a second ago, but real quickly again, as you move up those account sizes, I can actually show you here. We can just use Apex as an example because all right. As you move up the account sizes, like on Apex, right? Your profit target, let's say the 75K, and when your profit target's 4,200, your trailing drawdown is I want to use one with a little easier math for me. Let's use 100K one as an example. It's a 2-to-1 profit goal to trailing drawdown. Over here on the 25K, it's 1-to-1, right? So what we could do is you could get 425Ks with the coupon. With the coupon, yeah, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more, but it'd be about $75. So you'd spend about $200 to get the 100K, which to basically get the equivalent of 100K, which is the same down here. But again, you get the 50% coupon. This is only $100, so you're gonna have to pay $100 extra to do this, but I think it'll be worth it. Then what you would get is a profit goal. If you got 4 of these of 6,000, the same, right? 6,000, the same. But your trailing drawdown would be 6,000. You would get double trailing drawdown on it. Genius. So, well, this is Taro. So that's Take Profit Trader, right? But we're talking about Apex right here. Apex does not have a daily loss limit. It just has a trailing drawdown. The only way you can fail an Apex Trader account is if you trade after hours, after market hours, trade the weekend, something like that, or after the markets close, or you hit your trailing drawdown. That's the only way. You have 10 25K funded accounts. That's fantastic. That's an operation right there. That's an operation. You're doing something next level. I thought I was preaching over here, but you're doing something next level on that. Anyway, so I think that would be interesting. The one thing I will say though is that you've got to pay $85 per account maintenance for Apex Trader. So the thing I think we need to look for is a different prop company that allows us to have multiple accounts, but either gives us a one-time setup fee, which some of them do now, like Take Profit Trader has just a one-time setup fee, or has no setup fees and gives you multiple accounts. So like OneUp Trader has no maintenance fee for funded accounts, but you can't have multiple. I'm sorry, for funded accounts, but you can't have multiple accounts. So I need to do some research on a prop firm that allows you to have multiple accounts and either a one-time fee to set it up once you get funded. Like Take Profit Trader, I think it's like $130. It's one time, and then you don't pay a monthly fee after that, which is nice. Apex is $85 a month. I think Lilu is something similar, like $87 a month. So. Oh man, I'm sorry, Ezra. That stinks. Are you going for another one? Here we go. We're getting that drop here. I'm watching Delta down there. I don't think that these orders are significant are for reals. Ooh, I kind of want to short it here. I want to short the break. This guy, when's this? This candle, this 5 minutes not going to close. What I really like to see is the 5 minute close below the 20 SMA, but we got 3 minutes left on that candle. Ooh, Samar, I'm going to check him out. Cumulative Delta on the day is dropping. Take a scalp. There's an ABBA song. What's that ABBA song? Take a chance on me? I've got to do a trader cover song, like a Weird Al Yankovic tape. I'm gonna do a tape. It's gonna be ABBA, Take a Chance on Me, which is gonna be Take a Scalp on Me, right? I'm gonna do Hanson's Bop for VWAP. And what's the other one? Oh, Nelly's Country Grammar for going down, down. You know, the down, down thing. Down, down, dun, 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 dun. You can see that support level just broke. Those are going to be the 3 first singles of my tape. it's going to be a tape. Get out your cassette player, all you youngins. No way. Yeah, I know. J808, I know. Oh, Charles, you can't take that out. Come on, man. I don't believe you, Charles. I think your like is still there. It's not that I like it. Well, so I'll hold more. I won't get too defensive on that. Someone asked if they're new. Oh, any tips for those just starting out? I think that's a good question. My tip would be do not share. My number one tip would be don't open it. Don't open a cash account. Trade sim or do one of these evaluations. I would trade sim, and then once you get going with it, then trade. This thing's all screwed up. Sorry. Trade sim and then do an evaluation. The evaluations are nice because it's not real capital. You know exactly how much money you're going to lose when you get into it, and you've got some rules you have to abide by, right? And there's also like a pot at the end of the rainbow for you. There's a reward if you trade well. You probably blow your first evaluation. My other advice would be give yourself a limit on how many resets you're willing to do on your evaluation. What I usually tell people is do only one reset per month. You want to do just one reset per month, and that's it. Some people get like into a gambling mindset with it where they're doing multiple resets a month, and that's just not the way to trade. Some of them, and I'm not sure if Apex, I think Apex does. Lilu does, I know, is if you blow your account, your evaluation, they'll still give you the data for the rest of the month. You got to make sure you cancel your evaluation though if you're going to do it. I'm sorry, make sure that you set on your calendar the day to cancel your evaluation so they don't charge you for another month because it is like a subscription fee. So they don't charge you for another month on an account that's dead. But I would keep the data connection for the month and just trade sim, and then allow yourself to buy a new one at the beginning of the month and give yourself one reset. So you've got to put some caps on it. You don't want to be like doing multiple resets a day or something like that, trying to just hit a grand slam on each trade. Some reset, Toad, you might be right. You might be right, man. Like they reset it at the beginning of the month. You might be right. I'm not sure. You definitely want to check out. You definitely want to read the fine print on some of these. The rules, the fine print rules. Like I signed up for Take Profit Trader, and it all sounded really cool. And then somebody pointed out that like buried in the rules is that in order for the day to count as a trading day, you have to have one trade that lasts longer than a minute. And I'm a scalper, so for me, holding a trade for longer than a minute sometimes just isn't in the books, isn't in the cards for me for that day. So I want to make sure you read the fine print, go through all the rules of each one. For my personal experience, Apex and Lilu have the least amount of rules. They also have the most rules, I think, in terms of getting payouts once you pass. You've got to hit, a certain amount in your account, and then you can only pull out so much each month for the first 4 months. Apex has got like something where you've got to trade. The short would have been good just to hold on to. Apex has something where you've got to trade a minimum number of days each month in order then to take a withdrawal. So, read the fine print and know what you're getting into. But yeah, I would definitely start out doing an evaluation over opening a cash account for sure, 100%. There's lots of information. If you're looking for like trading quote unquote strategies, when I first started trading, I was looking for like the silver bullet. I was like searching around. I just wanted to know like how to make money, and like there must be something out there. There must be someone. There must be some strategy, some system out there that will make me profitable. That I don't I don't need to learn everything. I just need to learn this, learn one thing. And I think that's where a lot of people start looking like at courses and trading gurus who have some sort of like, one size fits all strategy that'll work for everybody. And to be honest, it's just not the case. And I think that's why a lot of new retail traders come in and fail at trading, and they get frustrated. They spend a few $1,000s on a course or whatever, and it doesn't work for them. And a lot of that's because strategies don't work all the time. Certain strategies don't work. Well, for me anyway, certain strategies don't work all the time. You want to have kind of a toolbox, a toolkit, to be able to pull out different strategies in different market conditions. For me, my strategy is basic technical analysis. So I'd also really recommend learning about technical analysis, drawing trend lines, finding support and resistance levels is really a really good idea. Sometimes doing candlestick patterns and chart patterns, I think, is also a good idea. But just technical analysis, I would read up a lot on technical analysis, and that could be across any sort of instrument, whatever you want to do. But if you're interested in futures, maybe find something that's just kind of on futures technical analysis. But there's a ton of free stuff on Forex, and some of that technical analysis stuff is good too. I would stay away from Forex indicators. I would also stay away from indicators in general, stochastic, MACD, all that stuff's bullshit. I would stay away from indicators, RSI. I sometimes use Williams percent range, but not often. I don't have it up on my screen. Those indicators are no bueno for me. I've got Cumulative Delta. This is basically time and sales data, so it's actual order flow that's coming through. Look at this big order block sitting down here at 100. We're going to get sucked into that boy. Let's see what else. Nice, Wayne. Yeah, I'm kind of watching these shorts fly by me because I'm just rambling here. I would look at technical analysis. I would look at some order flow stuff, but don't get sucked too deep into it. Technical analysis should be your bread and butter, and you can use order flow as a complement to technical analysis. I even use technical analysis on Cumulative Delta on order flow. I use it. You can see how price now is bouncing off these orders. So yeah, and I don't really have any educational videos per se because I think I build a lot of like educational content into the actual live streams and the other trade recap videos. I try to explain trades of what I'm looking at. Lots of times what I do, and I've been trying to do a better job of what am I trying to say? Kind of putting my trading strategy together in like a little package. And a lot of it is trading break of structure away from key support and resistance levels, using order flow to validate that move, I guess. And again, I've also got other just kind of tools in the toolkit that I break out once in a while on certain trading condition days. So like this, we're coming into a big area of support. We're breaking that structure back to the upside. These are nice setups because you know exactly where to put your stop, right? Your stop could go right here at 14 or all the way down here at 01 or right below this big order block on Bookmap, at 97. So you know exactly what you're risking, 20 points or so. Then you want to take 40 points, or do you want to put your stop up here, or you take up here at 50? But it's counter trend trading because we're in this downtrend at the moment. Just kind of sitting on my hands. I should have held on to this short here instead of just getting out for a scalp. I'm trading my P&L a little bit. Okay, Charles, thank you. That's nice. Yeah, I didn't think they would, but I think they actually have it like in that same like description when they're describing that rule. They leave the door open on it a little bit. All right, let's look at a higher time frame. What's going on? Trade setup A is coming in. Remember, break of 80. We were thinking maybe it was going to drop. Came right off our beautiful blue box. Very similar day to yesterday. How we're kind of in this range mode. You know, yesterday the same setup. I think this was that was close. Yeah, yesterday over here about 10 o'clock, we came right back down to session lows, or not session lows, overnight lows, the support level we drew out, Friday's lows. And, sorry, is that Friday's lows? Man, I get my days all mixed up here. No, it's not Friday's lows. This is Tuesday's CPI low. Ugh, sorry. Similar situation to that. We thought it was going to break, came back down, and then we just bounced back up. So it may find some support down here. You see it moving up now, back up to 100. You could try to buy it back up into the value area, but I'm still waiting for that 80 to break and take that move down to 12,000. You get nervous, Jim? Yeah, you're not alone, man. Sure, Victor, anytime, man. How does drawdown work? That's end of day total or midday. I'm down 100K, but making it up slowly. Tarot. So who are you using? Are you using Apex Tarot? You probably told me, but it slipped. It's out of my brain at the moment. I think you're using Apex. Apex has a just live drawdown, so it's actually during the trade, and it'll close you out right away if you break your drawdown. A Take Profit Trader has end of day, but they also have a daily loss limit. So, yeah, if you hit your daily loss limit, it closes you out. If that makes sense. Down 157 on the day, guys. Not the end of the world. Should have held on to this short over here. As we broke supports, pullback, got in on it, and just got out. Because I'm trading my P&L a little bit at this point. Give this thing a like if you've ever traded your P&L. Trading your P&L is where you're not really looking at the trade setup. You're only worried about your profit and loss. So if you're in the red like $500, you just are like, man, I just want to make $500 to get flat. Or if you're like, I'm $300 away from passing my evaluation, I want to make $300 today. It's a horrible way to trade, and it is a very good recipe to blow up an account. Or you're like, I need to make $120 a day, 3 days out of 2 days, and a $60 loss, and then I will make $120,000 a year. It's also a very horrible way to trade, and you will blow up an account. You need to go Zen, non-attachment to the P&L, not Zen, Buddha, non-attachment to the P&L. You just want to trade well. This was not a good trade. This was not trading well. This was clearly rolling down, and I just got out way too soon because I was just trying to chip away at my red day, and I recognize that. Admitting you have a problem is the first step to solving it. You can see up here how we were doing all these 1 minute pullbacks over here. These guys, right? We've now got the same setup at the other direction. We can see Delta coming in low, or Delta dropping here. Potential short setup. Coming into a low volume node on the session volume profile. I don't know why I have this on there. Value area low can sometimes provide resistance. Breaking lower, see if this trend line breaks. 1 minute trend line breaks. Take it down. Did we properly take on these orders down here? Let's see. Come on. Down there at 100. Or Yeah, I don't see any more orders sitting down there. Sometimes if you see a bunch of orders sitting down here, price will want to get sucked down into them. But it seems like those are all taken care of. Looks like potential short setup. 16. It's nice because you know exactly where to put your stop. 30, you could put it at 35 maybe as a conservative. The 20 SMA on the 1 minute would be, I think, your last hope of a stop. Delta's moving up on it though. What's up, trader beginner? Good day. Good day to you, my friend. Charles, it's not an infatuation. It was a very popular song for a long time, and not that it's a good song, but it's like a comical song. It's like it's a joke. It's a joke. I don't know why I have to defend Hansen here. Don't tell me when that song doesn't come on the radio, you don't turn it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Or there's that awkward, if someone else is in your car, there's that kind of awkwardness where it's like the song comes on and then you don't really want to change it, but you should change it. And the other person's like, I hope he doesn't change it, but you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean. You guys know exactly what I mean. Get out quick on this one too. Tight stop. I think 29 might be a short. I'm gonna put my finger on the trigger. I don't know. I get out 31. I got in a little low, didn't I, guys? Not trading that great at the moment. It might be time for a walksies. Trading my P&L again. I can feel it. If you haven't liked this video, I'd really appreciate a like. If you're getting any value out of this. My Hansen confession. I'm not a Hansen fan, guys. Come on. I just can't let that go. I can't let go. I can't get off the live stream thinking that there's a group of people out there in the world that think the bear is a Hansen fan. Don't chase it, Taro. Don't chase it, Taro. I don't know what I think about this trade. I don't like it, taking it off. I thought about shorting the support here, trying to get that pop down back down to 100, but let's Let's look at this 1 minute. You know, I think that this is tough. This is a tough one. I don't know. I'm probably going to sit on my hands on it. Charles says we're rolling over. Probably right. I was thinking about taking short at 08, but I don't know. I'm not digging it. I'm not feeling it. Sometimes you get that trader spidey sense, you know? Trader spidey sense is just like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's not going to end well for you. Push up here. And I think, you know, it's this low volume node here on the session profile is a bit concerning, but we can see there the band. Gosh, guys, sorry, I got this frog in my throat. Really causing me. Watching this thing here. Point of control coming in here. Interesting. I think this LVN is going to hold this thing down though. This low volume node. I'm not convinced this is going to have the gas to break it to the upside. But we are consolidating. You can see the bands here on the 1 minute pinching in. Bearish candle on the 1 minute. Wayne, I don't know. It would just be your personal preference. I've just used volume charts since I was a wee youngster, and I'm just used to the 500 volume. I also have the 500 tick. I mean, it moves very similar. I've got the 500 tick over here, which I'll peek at once in a while. And this is an overnight session volume profile. You can also see that low volume node pretty clearly here. That's holding price down. So I don't put a delay on my streams. YouTube does. It's YouTube. YouTube, for whatever reason, has a delay on their streams. I'm gonna start also simultaneously streaming on Discord, I think. So make sure you go to Discord and like that. I gotta figure out how to do that at the same time as YouTube because I don't want to stop streaming on YouTube. I want to do it at the exact same time, and I need to figure that out. And I think next week we're gonna start doing both. Live streaming on both, and I believe Discord does not have the delay that YouTube does, but YouTube's delay is only like 2 seconds. I mean, it's like ultra. I have it on ultra low latency, but I believe Discord doesn't have any latency. So that's my understanding of it. So be sure to go over to Discord, completely free on Discord as well. And what I'll try to do is set it up so that I can do both at the same time. So hey Gabrielle, everybody's got it. Everybody on YouTube's got the same delay. It's nothing to do with the streamer. It's everything to do with YouTube. And it's not, I mean, it's not like it's a defect that's going to get fixed or needs to be fixed. It's just the way it is. Louis C.K. has a funny bit on like us complaining about technology these days. It's like shit's going through space and coming to your screen, and there's a 1 second delay. You guys are, you know what I mean? So yeah, but Discord should have less delay. I'm not sure what the technology is there or what the holdup why YouTube can't have the same no latency stuff is like Twitch. I guess Twitch, people use Twitch. I don't use Twitch. Twitch I think is like for gamers. But I think Discord has a slightly lower latency. Now we're breaking that 80 level. Trying to get a good price on it. It's just going to drop here. You see over here on the 4-hour. $80. Trading back from the brink. I think it's going to drop out of the sky, but scalping it, it's going to find some bounce, maybe at 50. I don't know. Trade setup number 1. Now what I like to do is try to find a good entry using the low volume node. I can see a low volume node here at 67. So see if we get some move up. And your stop is super easy at 73. So sometimes it's good just to, identify that stop even before you get into the trade and be like, okay, I'm cool with that risk and let's do it. Let's do it. I bought a, I won't even tell you about my plumbing issues in my house. I had to buy a new water softener. Some of you guys who don't have houses, you feel lucky. House maintenance is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to buy a new water softener. My water softener completely crapped out. And it was leaking. It was like shooting water out of one of the connections. And if you don't know how these things work, it's like the water comes into the water softener and then goes back out into the house. And there was no way to turn the water off to the water softener without turning the whole house water off. So we had to turn the whole water in the house off. I called a plumber. They come out. They're like, yeah, your water softener, it's gone, it's shot. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I believe you or not, but whatever. How much is it going to cost to replace it? He's like, well, I could do it today. And he gave me a price. I was like, God dang it. And I was like, I could call around. I could try to do it myself, or I could just pay this premium price and have this thing done within 2 hours. So I paid the premium price, and I think that's exactly what I said to him. I was like, let's do it. Here's that short. Maybe I should have taken it. Coming into that LVN, stop up here, rolling down over. And so, yeah, I was like, let's do it. And I was like, ugh, I just need, you need to get water turned back on in your house. I paid the premium, which I'm sure I got screwed on. I won't even tell. I'm still like reeling from it days later. That's right, Hindingers. $12,000's in its sights, boys. Hope somebody's in this trade. It ain't me. Let's look at the Booksies maps. Come on, dude. Go. Come on. You're supposed to click this thing, and it's supposed to go the end. And it ain't. Let's see if I close it out and open it back up. Lots of orders sitting. I was looking at the ES. Anybody here trade the ES? $86 orders sitting down at 12,000. It's going to get sucked down into that. The question is, you're trying to find a good entry on it. Yeah, George, me too, man. I just scalped on the way down. I mean, I'm green on the day. And this is the problem with chasing your P&L. Is that over here on this trade, I just got content with being green on the day. Instead of taking the trade that we talked about in pre-market, which was down to 12,000. Chasing your P&L is dangerous. We're dropping. You just want to chase it, don't you? You just want to chase it. You just want to jump in. You know what'll happen as soon as I jump in on it? It'll go right up to 50. I'll be like, mother effer. And before I know it, I'll look over my P&L and I'll be negative 500 on the live stream. Frustrated. We're hitting that 12,000. I hope somebody profited from that trade. Give this thing a like if you profited from that short. Give this thing a like if you profited from that short. Nobody profited? Bummer. Hope somebody did. This bear. I mean, I guess I did. But we got one person. One person got that short. Love it. So let's look. Let's look-sies. All right. This is a 4 hour. Sorry, a daily. You know, again, I think it's got this. Shoot, I think it's got uh, 11,800 really in its sights. I think we're going to get down through 12,000 and we're going to drop down here 11,800. Once we get to 11,800, I'm actually going to be interested in buying some more equities. If anybody watches the live stream, you know that I also invest in equities for longer, short to medium term. I'm not holding them for years. I'm holding them for like 3 to 6 months. But I'd be interested in buying some more equities down here. You know, where does this thing eventually want to go to? Is the scary question. One thing I keep reminding myself of is, and I talked about this over on the Discord, I posted something on Discord about this, is this monthly candle from August. I mean, this is just bad news bears. I mean, that just looks bad, bad to the downside. This is a monthly chart. You know, I think we're pushing down. It should, if this was like an hourly chart and I saw this, and I saw this support level, I would expect this support level to break and for us to move down 10,000. That's pretty terrifying to think about. So I'm trying not to think about it. I don't think about it, you know, put my fingers in my ears, go la 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 la. It's not going to happen. It could happen. Let's look at a weekly chart. You know, again, we're looking to see where this thing might want to go eventually. We've had this clear down channel on it for a long time, or the supporting descending trend line for a long time. You know, it's opened up. It's opened up. You know, if we get through, you know, it's hard for me to believe that 200 SMA on the weekly would break. This is held since, you know, this is December. This thing is held. I don't even know what year. How do you figure out what years these are? I don't know what year this is. Oh, 2019. Okay, so 2019, 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013. You know, for the last 10 years, the 20 SMA and the weekly is held. You know, that might be a place where it wants to come down to 11,300 for this year, maybe. Does it want to break 11,100? Does it want to break 11,000 and pop down to 10,000? I hope it doesn't crash. I think you know, maybe it needs to come down and get some relief, but I hope it doesn't crash. I hope we take one more leg down and I'm going to buy in some stock, add to my stocks. And then if it goes down one more leg, I'm already in, I'm not even in a third, I'm in like a 10th on stocks. And then I would probably add, this thing's going to drop again like that 1 minute. I would add some more, but I wouldn't start getting really aggressive with it until, you know, I'm probably down at this 200 SMA on the weekly. You know, what I've found is that the Nasdaq doesn't particularly like double bottom. It doesn't really follow double bottoms. And this would be kind of a double bottom, but I think that 200 SMA on the weekly would be a good place to maybe add to some stock positions. It is really terrifying for me to think that we might come down to like 9,000 or 10,000. That would be nearly that would be a 40% cut, 50% cut. I guess that would be what some people predicted. Yeah, it's a big sell signal hitting dingers. Hitting dingers. Bullish on the 1 minute. 12,000. Just a psych level. So we got that 80 to 12,000 level popping. I hope some guys profited from that. Yeah, Lee. I mean, some of these are going to be at a discount. I would be holding on to cash. If you got cash, it's going to be payday here pretty soon. Keep the longer term stuff in mind. Up a whopping $72. We were down though about 400 not too long ago. So only trading one contract. Enter long. No, thank you. You might get okay on it. You know, it might work out for you in the long at 12,000. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but what time is it? 10 o'clock. You know, I also look at what time of day it is. It's 10 o'clock right now. Europe's going to close at 10:30. This could actually be, you might actually be rightly, this could be a nice long because Europe's about ready to close. Some people could be closing out of short positions. They may be finding, you know, I would think this is some profit taking down here for, you know, Europe and for New York to be like, all right, let's close this out. Let's get ready for lunch. What restaurant are we going to lunch at today, New Yorkers? So you could definitely be right on that. I'm not looking to short. I'm not looking to trade it at the moment anymore. I think it's done. Dug ourselves back out. But again, you'll be careful days like this. You don't want to take too big of a victory lap. You know, you'd be down $400 or $500 and you come back and you're flat or up, you know, $7,500 or whatever. You know, you don't want to be patting yourself too big on your shoulder. We missed the big drop on that. You know, we had the trade plan coming in the morning. Just taking some of these up here, these trades that we took up here, kind of, you know, mentally exhausted us. So when the actual trade setup came of breaking 80 that we talked about in pre-market came, we didn't get that much on it. We didn't really take the full trade on it. Some of that's just mental exhaustion from taking all these up here, and it's just psychological exhaustion. It's not like my brain was thinking a ton up there and I was doing, you know, calculus in my head or something. It's just the nerves getting rattled, getting into shorts, getting into longs, taking losses, taking reds, you know. That is the kind of exhaustion that we're talking about. If you guys have not rolled over your contracts, you absolutely need to roll over your contracts. It is time, my friends. It is past time. If you are trading the September contract, you, my friend, are living in the past. You can always tell which one to roll over by pulling up your trusty market analyzer, by going to new in your control panel and then hitting market analyzer. So your NinjaTrader control panel, going to new market analyzer. You can see here we've got the September contract is only at 90,000 volume. We've got the December one. That's the popular one. That's where all the cool kids are at. They're trading on the 330,000. ES is trading almost $1 million. While it's poor September cousin, these guys don't know how to roll over their contracts. They don't know what they're doing, or they've got some next level strategy that I don't understand. Need to do that. You can easily roll over your contracts. NinjaTrader will do it for you automatically by going to Tools, going to Database Management. Once you're in Database Management, you just click Roll Over, and you should have these bad boys up here that have not been rolled over yet. You hit Roll Over. It'll do it for you automatically. All your charts will update automatically. It's super simple, super sweet. So that's just Tools, Database Management. Once you're in Database Management, click Roll Over. You need to do that today if you haven't done it already. You're trading old news. Low volume node here at 26. 20 SMA. I do like these setups where the 20 SMA comes in and forms an area of confluence with the low volume node. Those are pretty nice setups. Europe's going to close in 20 minutes. Man, this looks like a nice little short setup. Right there. Trend line breaks, boom, take the short off an LVN, 20 SMA. I need to sit on my hands though. I'm mentally drained. I appreciate everybody being here today. It looks like we had a really good turnout today. Had over 100 traders in here at certain points. I appreciate it, guys. I really, really appreciate it. All this is totally free. Check us out over on Discord. I'm probably going to go walk around for a little bit, but I'll still be posting some trade setups over on Discord. There's a channel there that says September 15th. That's just going to be for trade setups and anything for today. So we kind of keep the rest of Discord kind of clean and neat. So if you got something setting up, you see something good, you want to post your P&L, you want to post a trade that you took, that's the place to do it. This looks like it's about ready to roll. You can post it over there. And or if you have any questions, there's other channels over there that you can post questions. I usually try to go through there and answer questions on stuff. There's a channel or a section over there that's got promo codes and coupons. If you're interested in something, I usually try to go, traders are always trying to buy tools, different things. I'm always trying to reach out to companies and let them know that we got a community and see if they can give us some sort of deal or a coupon. So there's some coupons over there too if you're interested in getting anything. And if there's something that you like, I'm happy to reach out to different organizations, businesses, and try to get us a deal on it. 10, 20, 50% off Apex, stuff like that. So yeah, we're rolling. I missed it. This little trade right there. Probably looking to get out here at 0708. Oh yeah, good one, Lee. I traded that last year. I traded natural gas last year in the winter. All right, boys, I'm jumping off. I'm getting dizzy. I need to get some coffee and go for a walk. Looks like we're rolling again here. Bummer, missed that one. Maybe I'll find another setup in a little bit, but it's time for me to take a break. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Give this thing one last like before I jump off of it. I'd appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Look at Delta dropping lower. Oh, I want to take a short, but I need to take a break. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Keep it cool. Keep it easy. Don't take this too seriously. Get off the charts. Go enjoy the sunshine. See you guys later.